Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from ICM, and this time it's an aircraft in 1/48 scale. So this is a Bristol Beaufort Mark 1, and as you can see, the edition is named as a bombing raid. So we have here the aircraft kit in a popular scale, and of course this is the commercial sample, so it means that you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. This is the final shape of the kit, and nothing will change if you buy it, for example, from Max. So first of all, we have the nice box art here, and the kit number here, it's 48314. So the box size, I would say, is pretty much standard, so here you can see comparison with my hand. And then on the side we will find some information about the kit as well as the safety advices. So it's written that we have here 231 parts plus 86, and the wingspan will be 368 millimeters. So it's quite a large model even for a 1/48 scale aircraft. And here on the opposite side you can see 3 marking options which are included into this kit. I would say these are typical British camouflages, but we will talk more once we will open the box. And while I will be cutting through these plastic seals, I will remind you that you can check the previous versions as well. I reviewed them on this same channel which you are watching at the moment. And of course there is also the review article even for this kit. You'll find it here in the video description below. And this is the website where you can actually support us with a donation as well. So it's a lot of interesting stuff too, so definitely check it out. So just give me a second. This is a top opening box. I just need to open it, and because of the tight fitment I have to do it off the table, that's why. But I will show you that this top cover is quite flexible, so that's why it is a bit tricky to remove off the box. But then inside we have this sturdy white cardboard box, and if I open it, here is what we have inside. So all frames are packed into one resealable plastic bag, and we will open them together and check what is actually included here. So let's do it quickly because it's a resealable plastic bag, so that's why it doesn't require any additional time spent. But then there is another plastic bag unfortunately, or actually, well, I'm glad that clear parts are packed into this separate plastic bag. It means that they will not be scratched or damaged. But due to the tight fitment, I can see that one part is barely holding on the attachment point. Unfortunately, this is something what you get if you pack the parts really tightly. So here you can see the parts, and overall molding quality looks really good, but again, I'm not sure that the masks templates are included here. We will have to check the assembly manual because that's where the ICM usually prints them. And now we can start with the first portion of the gray plastic parts. So here you can see the fuselage halves. Both are molded together with the tail fin, and also we have the recessed panel lines here. And overall molding quality is quite nice. As you can see, attachment points are thin enough in order to carefully separate these parts. I don't think it will be a difficult task. And note that inside, unlike some other brands, here ICM gives us some interior details, and even though they will be barely visible through these windows, it's still quite cool. And I think some others will try to find a way how to expose this. Maybe there is also some aftermarket for a more detailed interior. I'm not sure about this one, so if you know already, feel free to write in the comment section. Next, we continue with the Sprue, which is dedicated to the interior parts as well as the external elements. This is a Sprue C, and as you can see, it's a bit bigger. So let's zoom out a bit, and now you can see that here we have the engine gondolas, and also we have these bulkheads for the wings parts as well. We have the separate flaps, we have some parts for the cockpit, some parts for the wheel wells, and everything looks quite nice. A lot of features are pre-molded out of the box. Even here on the rudder, as you can see, we have quite nice imitation of the surface details, just like on the real thing. And here note also how these structural things are pre-molded, so you don't have to work with the separate tabs, and you don't have to worry actually about the alignment of these things together. And here you can see also some parts for the engine gondolas, which are also nicely detailed inside. And while some other brands skip on such things, even today, you can see that ICM decided to actually work on it and try to include as much as they could. So this is definitely a good thing to see. But that's not all. There is another nice thing, and again due to the tight packaging I can see that all of the engines basically broke off, so here you can see them. I'm not sure why it actually was decided to, let's say, pack it like this, but this is what we get. And I mean, these parts are not damaged, and this is really good, but unfortunately they are just flying around in the box. Okay, so if I zoom in closer, here you can see what we have on this sprue. So we have landing gear wheels. You saw one of the engine banks, and here is another one. And also we have the one-piece propeller. We have the landing gear legs here, some landing gear struts here, and some of the control elements here for the cockpit. And everything looks really good. As you can see, a lot of thin features and small features even in this scale. So if I zoom in, here you can see what I'm talking about. And even those engine parts look good. So it's just a matter of getting everything together and then having it on the model. Okay, but again, it's a shame that those parts actually broke off. And then we have 3 identical plastic sprues with the armament. So I will show you only one because they carry the same set of parts. We have the various types of the bomb load, and also I can see that maybe the torpedo is included here as well. And overall it's really cool that those parts are coming as a standard part of the package. You don't have to buy them separately, you don't have to search for some weird aftermarket produced by the same brand. You just get them in the standard package and you can use them in your build. And of course you can decide how you will load your aircraft. Of course it will depend on some references and of course on the real, let's say, loadout of the aircraft, so you don't make up some imaginary loadout schemes. But that's not all. We continue with more sprues. So here you can see the various parts for the tail surfaces as well as the tail landing gear. Here we have the cooling flaps for the engine gondolas. We have also the front sections of the cowlings, and if I flip it over, here inside we have some guiding elements for this cowling, so this is really cool as well. And next we have the parts for the top turret. They are coming on the separate sprue. And that's not all. We have one last gray plastic sprue. This one is dedicated to the wings. So as you remember, we have the wing mechanization molded separately, and I think in 1/48 scale it's actually good, and some modelers might actually use it for some diorama ideas or build ideas, and this will give them a bit more opportunities to replicate this or that scene. But that's not all in terms of the various features which are here, because we also get 2 decal sheets included into the kit. So first one is dedicated to the British aircraft armament. As you can see here, we have various stencils, and maybe what I can do is to zoom in a bit closer so that you can see what I'm talking about. It's a bit hard to pick up this decal sheet, but as you can see, printing quality is really good. The only thing is that it's not mentioned where those decals are printed. But usually I do not have any issues with the ICM decals, so I guess this one will not be an exclusion from the rule. And there is one more, as I said, 2 decal sheets. So this one is dedicated to the main symbols, and also here we have some cockpit decals as well. So those roundels look really good, and it's just a matter of applying them on your aircraft. I know that some modelers will try to replicate this stuff with the masks. It is possible, but it's also a bit more tedious. So it's already your decision whether you would like to go this way. And then we can start with the assembly manual. So here I'm closing the lenses and zooming out a bit so that you can see what we are talking about here. It's a large cover printed brochure. We have short history note here, technical specifications. We have also the colors chart, and note that the paint numbers are given in ICM designations. So you will have to use some converter if you're using some different paints, but I really recommend to try their paints as well, because they are making some specific sets which you can use for your aircraft, and this is really cool because you basically get all the necessary shades in one box. and they're quite good in use with the airbrush and also with the brush. So here we had the parts map. As you can see, only few parts are marked with a red color, and note that on the first steps of the cockpit assembly you have to drill some holes in the right positions and you have to do some measurements, so be ready for this. Next we continue by installing this cockpit floor into the right fuselage half. Then we continue with this bulkhead, which also has the wing spar, and actually there are two large wing spars, so it looks quite a decent, I would say, design, which should hold the large wings in place. So here you can see joining the fuselage halves together. Then we continue with more fuselage panels being installed here and there, and of course the canopy parts. And then we have the wing assembly. So here we have also different assembly options depending on the marking option you will pick. So as you can see, the third marking option getting this part. And of course we have the same thing on the opposite wing as well. We have the tail surfaces here. The engine gondolas get assembled here, as well as the landing gear, and then you start working on the engine. So engine does not include the wiring, and I think in 1/48 scale it's worth trying to replicate it. And here we have also the assembly option choice for the cowling, so you can paint them, as you can see, this area in a different color. Then we continue with the machine gun turret, and then here you can see also some landing gear parts as well as the bomb bay being detailed, so you can assemble it in the open position. And on the next steps, here you can see the British aircraft armament assembly, and we have the masks template, which is really great because there are a lot of clear areas on this aircraft. And then we have first two marking options. So this one is from 1940, this one is also from 1940, and this one is from 1941. Here you have to use this special flaps shape. So overall, I think it's a really great release from ICM, just on par with the previous versions, and it should be already available in Modelimex, as I said before. So in case you have something to say about this kit, write it here in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.